this?
The devil. What? That's the devil. That's the man called Caesar Borgia.
Who?
The son of Pope Alexander the Sixth of Rome. All right, this is an image that was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. It was also painted by Michelangelo. So this is, according to Revelation 13, the image of the beast. Jesus Christ was never white. Jesus Christ is a black man, according to the Bible, and you are the Israelites, black people. All right, that's who we are, the real Jews.
Okay, how do you know he's black?
It's in the Bible. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14 and 15. Daniel chapter 10 verse 5 and 6. Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. Revelation chapter 2 verse 18. The Bible describes Jesus Christ as a black man.
Listen up, y'all. Donald Trump is going down. And you know what's going down with him? White European Jesus. Because this image, which has always been false, we know it's false, has been a signal for too long that Jesus the Christ belongs to white people. But you know what? Jesus was a brown-skinned Palestinian Jew. We know roughly what his skin looked like. And let me assure you, it wasn't pasty white. Yet we have continued to represent him this way. And it's a slap in the face to our black and brown brothers and sisters all over the globe. And it's time for this image to come down and for this entire white supremacist system to come down right along with it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is already causing a huge debate online. A video discussing the possibility that Jesus was black is going viral across social media, and the reactions have been intense. Some people support the discussion while others strongly disagree. But why does this topic continue to spark much tension online? Let's watch some of the video first, then I come back with a comment.
I am coming on here to speak the truth to all of the Christians who have been lied to. Sorry to bust your bubble, but Jesus is not white. All y'all have pictures of him on your walls, acting as if he's white. He ain't white. All the textbooks showing all the people in the Bible white, they ain't white. It's all a lie. All the white supremacy, all the white racist people changed it all to make it as if the white people rule the world. But Jesus is not white. Jesus is actually black. If you read in the Bible, his hair is like as wool. Only black people have wool. And if you read, he was a Galilean Jew. Back then, the Israelites, their origin, where they were black. So, all the people in the Bible that you know of, Noah, Jonah, Moses, Adam, all of them were black. All the people in the Bible were Israelites, and they were all black. And whenever the Israelites, they hooked up with black Hamites, and the Hamites were Egyptian women. So black Shemites intermarried with black Hamites, and the Hamites were Egyptian women, and that gave rise to Arab nation. So Jesus was a Galilean Jew. He was an Israelite, and he was not white. He was black. All the people in the Bible was black. All of y'all have been lied to. And a lot of Christians are constantly lied to. There's so many fake Christians out here, it's disgusting. Like, how can a Christian who really loves the Lord and has God inside of him, how can he be a racist? How can that be? How is this whole world made up of Christians but all of them are mostly racist. That's why there's so many black people getting killed and dying out, because all these fake Christians out here are killing them. How can you teach your kids that black people are different when we are all humans? How can you teach your kids to not like black people? Why? Because you're jealous of them? Why? Because you have fear of them? Because you guys have fear of them because you made them get angry. You made them be strong because they knew if they didn't be strong, they couldn't fight against y'all, or they couldn't go against y'all, because you've had so much anger towards them. For what reason? Because they're darker than a white person? Because they're a few shades darker than y'all? I don't see any of y'all as Christians, because if you have God in you, then you have the love of God. What's sad is there's so many churches all around the world and they won't even let a black person walk in. That tells me right there, you guys ain't no Christ followers. You don't have the love of God in you. If you did, you'd love every single human being. You would love every person there was on this earth. So why don't y'all Christians, or so-called Christians, get it together? Read. Love people. Make a difference. Go out and tell all these racist people that we are supposed to love one another. Stop this racism bullcrap. It's enough. It is enough. A lot of people didn't choose to be black. And you know what's sad? Is they shouldn't have to feel bad because they're black. God chose them to be black. They were born to be black. And they're only a few shades darker than a white person. We all bleed the same blood. This nonsense needs to end now. Wake up, y'all. Look at your history. Jesus was not white.
So ain't nobody gonna talk about how Putin just said he served black Jesus? What? What is going on? Wait a minute. Stop the presses. Putin said that he's going to lead the world into understanding that Jesus was black. Wait a minute. What? Bruh. I'm starting to like Putin, even though he's coming for us. Maybe he won't come for us. I know that's a little racist, just a little bit, but I'm just saying he might. I mean, it is about time that we get favored for. I mean, God is he gonna have to justify some type of way. Have I said too much? Okay, I'm gonna go now. But y'all go ahead on and check that interview out. He said we not lying no more. He said we not gonna keep this under wraps no more. He said he tired with the lies. He's tired with the white Jesus and the blue eyes. And I know that ruffles some of y'all feathers, because if all my life, if I was white and I thought Jesus was white with blue eyes all my life, I would feel some type of way if somebody was like, nah, Jesus black. He been black. You just been lied to. I would feel some type of way. Now the reverse experience. It feels liberating. It feels like.
Who do you think this image is right here? Look at this image. Who do you think this is?
Who you think?
Jesus,
Who is this right here?
the devil.
Okay, so this is what the problem is in our community. From little we are taught that this white image of Christ is the true image. The young man said that the black image is the devil. And this is what the problem. We got a church right here on the corner.
He said, this is Jesus and this is the devil. Right? Those are his exact words. I'm asking y'all, which one resembles him? Which him? This one. So I want you to see the mindset. When we see images that look and resemble us, we see it as evil. But images that look like those conquistadors or those European slave owners, we say that's heavenly. That's godly. That's Jesus, when that's not biblical. So what he's showing you is Jesus the Christ, according to the Bible, looks like a black man.
After watching that is video, it's easy to see why this conversation is getting many views. The question of what Jesus looked like has been debated for years. Some people point that to history and biblical evidence and argue that Jesus, being Jewish man from Middle East, likely did not resemble the right skin as people. They see Jesus as someone who coming from the Western countries. Others believe focus should be on Jesus' teachings rather than his physical appearance. No matter which side people take, one thing is clear: discussions about history, religion, and the presentation after bring out strong opinions. The important thing is look at the reliable historical sources, understand the context, and respectful conversation instead of attacking people who hold different views with you. So I still have another clips. I come back with a comment.
They say, you know how they say Jesus is black? That's something that people say.
They do, yeah.
I wonder if that's the first time that happened, where the baby came out black.
Oh, yeah.
And then just...
Mary?
What
have you been doing?
Yeah, no, it's God. I swear, it's just God.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been traveling a lot, Mary.
Yeah.
To sub-Saharan Africa pretty often. I don't really like it when you go on those long trips down south. Mary's been going to that sporting event a lot recently. What's been going on over there? That is a great joke, though.
Recently, President Putin unveiled things they have from their archives. They say 1,000 years in their archives, and they showed that Sayyidina Isa salam to be dark-skinned, and images that are associated with the people of Sayyidina Isa salam dark-skinned. And from what we taught from Sayyidina Muhammad that Sayyidina Musa was very dark-skinned. 70,000 prophets of Allah, now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark-skinned prophets. Means with Islam lies the truth, and all others they put a deception, what we call kufr, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others, and to promote that group of people as if they have superiority and authority.
Jesus is a black woman. I have been a spiritual teacher for over 30 years. And one of the things I'd let everybody know that works with me is that we live in an upside down world. Everything's upside down. Jesus was a black woman. Period. And she may have been from this continent. And it's finally coming clear. First and foremost, parthenogenesis, right? Women can, if we're gonna have an immaculate situation, conception, it's gonna be a woman having a child, which can only be a girl with parthenogenesis, right? Which is basically considered immaculate conception. So yeah, she's a black woman. And I'm not talking about African, because remember, we're talking about upside down land. So it's going to be exactly the opposite. We're going to be told the exact opposite of what actually happened so that we get thrown off the trail. But to make any lie stick, you have to lace it with truth. So you switch just little details here and there. Instead of a girl, it's a boy, Instead of parthenogenesis, it's immaculate conception. But all these hidden things that deal with gestation, menstruation, moon cycle, all of these things, like the themes of birth. I mean, the birth, you know? Yeah, I still haven't, like, I'm thinking about the sun, you know? And I'm thinking about how that connects. But again, we're talking about these stories and these ideas that these men wrote these stories. We have no idea. Right now, you can take AI and you can make it do whatever. And we could say, you know, and it's 300 years, say there's a reset, okay? And we lose all technology. And then people come back and they say, they have this AI. Like, there are only a few people that know how to use it. And they only let you see the AI that supports their narrative. Because remember, you only get the information of the victor. You get the history of the person who won. So we all know we're in a patriarchy. We all know this is a bullshit patriarchy too. It's the worst. And of course, they would have taken everything and made it about them. Believe nothing of what you've learned, right? Who are the most disenfranchised people? Women and children. And then add to that, what group of people is the most agreed upon to be, I don't know, treated like absolute shit, you know? It's so interesting. But yeah. Yep.
I believe Jesus Christ was black, and the mainstream is trying to hide that information. And here are the verses that lead me to believe that he was black. This is Revelation chapter 1, verses 13 through. This is John speaking. John was an apostle of Jesus Christ, and he's having a vision on an island, okay? And he's saying, and in the middle of the lampstands, I saw one like a son of man, clothed in a robe reaching to the feet, and girded across his chest with a golden sash. His head and his hair were white, like white wool, like snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire, and his feet were like burnished bronze. The reason why I think Jesus is black is because of this part, burnished bronze. This is a brown color. Let me show you. This is burnished bronze, as you can see on Google. You can Google this yourself. This is a black person. Now, some people will be like, oh, well, John's just having a vision. It doesn't mean it's actually what it was. But you know that God is giving John the vision, right? God is allowing John to see all this stuff, the future, to see Christ. And God showed him Christ as a burnished bronze colored man. Okay, so that's what he looks like. Now, if you're already triggered by this video and you find yourself saying, nah, Jesus was not black, and don't you say that he was. If that's how you feel, then possibly there's a deeper and darker, pun intended, issue within you that you need to check. John continues, this is chapter 4 of Revelation. Immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was standing in heaven, and one sitting on the throne. And he who was sitting was like a jasper stone and a sardius in appearance. Sardius is a reddish brown. This is a dedicated red, brown, dark tan color. Is there any historical backing for Jesus being black outside of the Bible? Well, there's certainly a lot of artwork that depicts Jesus as black. This is a painting from 1797 in Russia of a black Jesus. And some people might be like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't have the skin color for white. Well, look at the halo. The halo is certainly light colored. They could have painted Jesus white if they wanted to, but they didn't. They didn't. Why would they do that? Because Jesus is probably actually black. This is a 1497 painting in Russia. Look at these apostles. These are the disciples. Black men with afros. Afro, 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 all over. Jesus, the Messiah, as a black man with an afro. These are white Russians painting a black Jesus and black disciples. So you got to ask yourself, why are they doing this? Are they doing this because they just love black people so much? Or are they just trying to be accurate? I could do this all day, really. There's all kinds of old school artwork of black Jesus, black disciples, black Mary, black angels, black saints, all kinds of stuff. And some of you guys may be saying, oh, well, what does it matter? It just doesn't matter. It's not a salvation issue. It doesn't matter what his color is. It does matter. It mattered enough for the mainstream and the matrix to change his skin color, so it matters to know the truth. If Jesus turns out his skin color was turquoise, I want to know that. Why? Because I want to know the truth. If it turned out that he was translucent, I want to know that he was translucent. If it turned out that he was factually and historically white, I want to know that and I would accept. But it seems like we're being lied to about Jesus being black. And I got all kinds of stuff to say about, being black and what it really means.
Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? This topic creates such a strong reaction? Do you think discussions about Jesus' appearance are important, or we should focus on his message and his teachings? Share a thought with respect in the comments below, and if you enjoy a discussion like this, you know what to do. Hit like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. I will see you in the next one. I love you guys.